Okay.
Go.
Hi, I'm Whitney, and this is my mom Emily, and she lives in Greece, and me and her are going to tell you some things about Greece.
So I moved to Greece when I was in high school, and I remember one of the most memorable things about Greece was when I moved there, I knew that the Parthenon, which is a temple to Athena, was the most known thing about Greece, maybe other than Mount Olympus. And I was driving from the airport to my hotel, and we turned a corner in this really dense city, just buildings and small streets, and you couldn't see very far. And we turned the corner, and all of a sudden, there was the Acropolis, which is this big hill mountain. It's not a mountain, but it's very tall, and on top of it was the Acropolis. And I remember thinking, I cannot believe that this thing that I saw in textbooks was just in the middle of a very busy, huge city. And then when I visited the Parthenon, we had to climb up a lot of stairs to get there. And we visited it, and it's thousands of years old, but there's a lot of very clear art, and the columns are still there. It's not a complete building, but they have lots of things to help you see what it looked like when it was a full building. And it was very impressive that these things were built so long ago without trucks and cranes, because they had to be carried up this tall hill.
Like handmade?
Yeah.
Like did they have to take the cement and like...
No, they were stones that they cut out of mountains.
What?
Yeah, big stones. And they used really simple machines to get it there. And now we use really complex machines.
Like...
And they built it because they were honoring Athena for her victory in a war. And next to it, on top of that hill, is the Temple of Athena, which is kind of funny that they have this huge Parthenon, which is a temple to Athena. And then they have a little temple to Athena, which was destroyed and rebuilt many times, but it's also thousands of years old.
Why was it destroyed and rebuilt many times?
They had lots of fights and wars. Yeah,
that.
it's also very old. So some of it, sometimes it just crumbles because it's old, because when things are old, they're weaker.
Yeah. And
also in the middle of the city was the Temple of Zeus, which was built to honor Zeus. Who's Zeus?
He's I can't remember.
He's like the father of gods.
Yeah.
He's the most important.
I know what it was. I just couldn't get it in words. I don't
Yeah.
know why,
No, I know.
He controlled. He's the most powerful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
he's kind of like the big daddy.
Yeah.
And let's see, what else? I was on a road trip in northern Greece on the way to this really cool place called Meteora, which I'd love to tell you about, but it doesn't have a lot to do with the gods. But it is one of the coolest places I've ever seen in my whole life. But on the way there, we stopped and we saw Mount Olympus, which, just like the Parthenon, I always thought would be this really huge, magical place. And guess what?
It wasn't?
No, it's just a mountain.
Just a mountain?
It's a mountain.
What?
Yeah, it looks just like a mountain.
But why? Why is it so special if it's just a mountain?
Because they make up these stories about the gods, and that's where Zeus lived and all the gods went, right?
So
I think. But it was really cool to see. And I will say that a lot of things that I saw in Greece and I saw knowing the stories that you guys are learning made it feel very important and it gave me goosebumps. Which, when do you get goosebumps? When you're kind of scared or like excited?
Yeah, and cold.
I felt that a lot there. And also not related to gods, I saw one of the first Olympic stadiums. Yeah, it's also in the middle of a big city. It's very old and people go visit it all the time. And that's where I think that's where the first marathon ended, because the word marathon comes from Greece, which is a very long run, which some of your parents might do. And they had the first Olympics there, the first modern day Olympics there.
Wait, by Olympics, do you mean like the sports?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Olympic Games. I will say that living in Greece, all of the history was very cool. But what was my favorite part about living in Greece, Whitney? The food. The food was amazing. I still dream about the food in Greece. It was delicious. I think you guys, the French fries were good, but
wait, there were French fries?
There were French fries.
Was
But
there pizza?
there was pizza, but that's not Greek.
Oh.
There's things called spanakopita
What's
and
spanakopita?
gyro.
What's
And let's say,
gyro?
I'm going to teach you guys, if you're answering the phone in Greece, you say, parakalo,
Parakalo.
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 And if you're saying thank you in Greece, you say efharisto.
Efharisto.
Yeah. And you say,
Wait, I'll be right back.
no.
I gotta get something.
Living in Greece was really cool. There was history everywhere. It's a very old city. And I don't know where Whitney went. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, I hope that you ask Miss Shiver, and I'd love to answer them.
How do you say hello again?
Parakalo.
Parakalo.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later and send any questions to Miss Shiver.
Bye.